Well, it's been a big week for Big Brain Lauren Boebert. This time, she's got a pretty insane take on President Biden's pledge to fight anti-Semitism, and she found time to make it about herself and conservatives. So what triggered her? Let's watch President Biden's insane video.
Building cross-community solidarity and collective action to fight hate. This strategy includes over 100 bold and unprecedented actions that government agencies are going to take to counter anti-Semitism. And that includes calls for action for Congress, state and local governments, companies, technology platforms, civil society, and faith leaders, all of them to act. Silence is complicity. All of us must stand united to affirm that an attack on any one group of us is an attack on all of us.
That's right, but especially this is an attack on conservatives. That's right, apparently that's not a call to stop anti-Semitism. It is a call to go after the right. Here's Lauren Boebert's tweet. I guess there was a slow day because she found some time to say, when they say stuff like this, they mean they want to go after conservatives. Their tactics are straight out of the USSR's playbook. Now, I started thinking, what does she mean? And then I was like, you know what, Francesca? Don't waste your time. She doesn't know what she means. She has no idea what the USSR is. She doesn't understand it. She doesn't know that Stalin helped defeat Hitler, probably. But guys, what is this? She's just openly saying, when you go after anti-Semites, you go after us? Because we are?
Yeah, that's as big a self-own as you could possibly do. Oh, Biden is targeting racists and anti-Semites. That obviously means me. Wait, what? Yeah, you said that out loud. You put it on Twitter. And so that's hilarious that she just takes ownership of it. If I saw that video from Biden, I wouldn't think that it was referring to me in a million years. She looks at that video and goes, oh, he's obviously talking about me. Okay, well, I didn't say it, you did, sister. Okay, and then the USSR thing is hilarious. So that she's saying, oh, those goddamn communists, they're so well known for fighting racism and anti-Semitism. Wait, is that a criticism?
Right.
Yeah, this is like, I think in her mind, she probably was like, all right, the people that support me are the people who march and say things like Jews will not replace us. And so she's like, and I probably don't know any Jewish people. And the only Jewish name I know is George Soros. So he's not on my side. So clearly, since Biden is defending defending Jews in this case, that this is a pro-Soros, anti-Jews will not replace us group. I fall into this group. They're coming after us. Looks like the jig is up. They know that we are the ones who are yelling Jews will not replace us, and I'm part of that team. That's it's kind of she's almost proud of it to tweet. I mean, you have to be. Does she have anybody that she runs anything by before? There's nobody on the team. Does she have a staff? There's no one who goes like, this sounds like you're an anti-Semite.
Hey, Lauren, sorry. I mean, Representative Boebert, I just feel like, maybe you wanna rethink that, and there is an edit function now, or I guess there isn't anymore. Wasn't Elon promising that? No, she constantly, and she openly says, oh, my staff's gonna get mad at me about this, because she earlier this week when she talked about not being able to afford birth control, she said her staff's gonna get mad at her. But this is exactly what you're saying. She doesn't want to alienate the base, and I have to say, when it comes to anti-Semitism and when it comes to truly who is on the side of standing against anti-Semitism and who is actually supporting the right, my mind always goes to the Israeli lobby, right? And folks like AIPAC, because folks like AIPAC and the Israeli lobby in this country consistently support people like Representative Boebert. They supported Republican candidates in the midterm elections overwhelmingly, right? They put money to defeat Senator Nina Turner, for example, and so many other progressives. And they stand with the insurrectionist anti-Semites. And that's all you need to know about how bad faith, if anyone wants to pull the Israel card with you on who actually is anti-Semitic, just mention that, man. And so again, she's not gonna suffer for it because the Israeli lobby in this country, the right, is gonna still fund her campaign.
Yeah, I mean, look, they helped Trump. Trump went into a room full of Republican Jewish businessmen, I think it was, and he said, now there's no room that likes to negotiate more than you guys.
Oh God.
No, that's an anti-Semitic trope, and they're like, oh no, yeah, okay, the lobbies, not the actual Jewish voters. And by the way, you should know this, and maybe this is why Boebert thinks it takes on the mantle of anti-Semite proudly, apparently in that tweet. The overwhelming majority of Jewish American voters vote Democrat, about 70%. Second biggest block of Democratic voters based on ethnicity after African Americans. So the voters are awesome. The lobbies, not so much.
Yeah.
Well, there's also what Francesca was talking about, some of the irony here. So a lot of these Boebert types and your Charlottesville, your white supremacists they hate Jews. They're like, the Jews are trying to get us. They're trying to take over. They will not replace us. But they are pro-Israel only because in their crazy minds, if it takes them towards the end of times. So they actually become allies, thinking that once this whole Armageddon happens, it's going to happen in Israel, and Jesus is going to come back. So they want the Jews to die. It's a very convoluted way of finding allies. But ultimately, in this country, you got to call it what it is. These people are anti-Semitic. They are racist. They are all of the above. They're against immigrants. They're against anybody who's got any kind of color on their skin. And if nothing else, I guess I would give her some kudos for her honesty. Like maybe her subconscious helped her write that tweet and was like, I gotta admit who I am. And here we are.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.